Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're gonna be checking out the top 10 new games of December. Hope you guys enjoy the video that's about to start. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started.
Every month we get a bunch of new games headed our way, and every month we try to sort through what's the most worth talking about at very least. I'm Folks' Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the top 10 new games of December 2024. Starting
Let's
off
get
with
it.
number 10, it's Alien Rogue Incursion. So this
Alien Rogue Incursion.
is
PC
a
and PS5.
single-player action horror VR game. Comes to
No.
us by way of
You
Survios.
lost me. It's a horror
Obviously, it's
game.
an alien game. So it's VR xenomorph stuff, you know? If it's done well, obviously that's going to be good. You take the role of Zula Hendricks, a former Marine turned mercenary. You are actually not stuck on a ship with xenomorphs. Instead, you are infiltrating a Weyland-Yutani facility, which has gone dark. Wonder why. But obviously the point here is immersion. It's VR, so that's where we're going with this. And I think there's probably a decent chance that this type of thing allows us to at least have a closer look at this. It's got a character-driven narrative, which I think is an interesting idea. Actually, deeply looking into a
The graphics don't look too bad for a VR game, but it still looks scary as shit.
character. I'll tell you, we've
Especially if I had a headset on trying to play this. No. I'm definitely not getting through this game.
had some games that really kind of skimp on the narrative lately, and I'm happy to see something here, especially in a VR game. Like, the storytelling potential for VR is very good, and obviously Alien is a great universe to do it in. Alien Rogue Incursion is coming on December 19th for the PlayStation VR 2, PC via Steam, and also MetaQuest 3. At number 9 is Marvel Rivals, a free-to-play team-based PvP. Comes to us from NetEase.
PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S.
These games by way of Marvel, of course. Essentially, it's a hero shooter with Marvel characters, which
Oh, so it's just a Marvel-esque. It's an Overwatch-esque Marvel game. Gotcha.
seems like a big no-brainer. It's weird that it's taken this long, if we're going to be completely honest, all right? It's 6v6. They all got different powers. It's Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, all that type of stuff. Magneto, Venom, yada yada. You got a bunch of different modes. I mean, you know what a hero shooter is at this point. I don't really need to describe it, in my opinion. The main thing is the Marvel stuff. They got some cool things. You got Yggdrasil, you got Tokyo from 2099. Lots of that type of stuff. It's pretty
Okay.
good looking. Like, obviously,
So it's pretty much for the Marvel fans that want to play Overwatch but don't like the Overwatch characters. Gotcha. Okay. We see.
they
A cash grab. Yes.
maintain the sort of cartoony nature, but it's also through Unreal Engine, and we do
Are you telling me that
like
in this
obviously they
game,
maintain the sort of
the Hulk is pretty much diva?
cartoony nature,
It's-
but it's also
when Diva's out of the machine, she's spongy just like Bruce Banner.
through Unreal Engine, and we do get some pretty nice aesthetic stuff. Everything looks pretty well crafted, and it's really if they create a balanced
Oh yeah, this is quite literally Overwatch.
shooter that works with all these different Marvel heroes. I have pretty high hopes for it. I really want it to be good, which I know doesn't mean it's going to be good, but I mean, I haven't seen anything that makes it look like it's
Okay, that's pretty good. They added destructible bridges at least, so it's Overwatch, but with like a little bit more destruction.
gonna be not good. So fingers are crossed, right? Let's remain positive. It's not exactly easy to get a hero shooter going, so let's all give it a chance, at least if we're interested in this sort of thing. And I am. Marvel Rivals is landing on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC December 6th. At number 8 is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, a side-scrolling adventure game brought to us by Digital Eclipse.
side-scrolling.
So,
Okay.
Rita Repulsa is now a robot. I'm not going to tell you if I think that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I don't know. But she develops a portal to go back in time and ally with
Like, imagine if they made a Power Rangers game, but it's more of a RPG-esque type, like where open world-ish, where you can run around and fight.
her younger self to prevent the Power Rangers from happening. Thus, we have a sort of Turtles in Time premise, which gives us the ability to play through a crazy Power Rangers adventure, side-scroller, beat 'em up, I mean, you know the type of game it is from looking at this footage.
Or they could have made a hack and slash Power Ranger game.
Drawn pixel art. Frankly, it looks fun as hell. I want to play it. I will play it. If the game is anything like this trailer, and I mean, you're not, I don't think you're hearing it right now, but there is really good music in the trailer as well that calls right back to Super Nintendo brawlers. But it's not just the side-scrolling beat-em-up stuff. It's also Dinozords, Megazord, some forward scrolling 3D-ish type stuff that I don't think you could do on the Super Nintendo and have it run as smoothly as it does, but I don't care. I want to play it. Look at it. Look at it. How could you not want to play this? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind
He does have a little bit of fun. I would enjoy playing this.
is coming to the PlayStations, the Xbox,
It looks like it's a multiplayer game too, if I'm not wrong.
Nintendo Switch, and PC. It's coming December 10th, so keep your eyes peeled if you want to play that one as much as I do. At number 7, we have UFL, which is actually a free-to-play football game. It's developed and published by a company called Strikers. I'm not familiar with them. That doesn't really matter. This is, so this one has my...
Free-to-play football game. I like it. Not really, but it's free, so can't argue with that. Oh, but it's not on PC. Guess not.
My interest in particular because they keep talking about how it's going to be fair. I have probably never in my entire time
I just realized free to play, there's going to be stuff you can buy to make your team better.
doing game ranks seen a game advertised primarily on the idea of being fair. Now, it is a free-to-play game, so that's a welcome talking point. I have no complaints, but it's just, it's jarring. I've never well, maybe it's jarring because absolutely no free-to-play games are what I would call fair in a complete extent. And they're just touting it.
True.
They're like, it's fair. They're even using the term fair to play. I mean, if that doesn't have you intrigued at least to some extent, I don't know what will. It looks like a pretty normal football game to me. Has online matches, uses Unreal 5, so it's pretty. But I just want to see what's different about a game that's we are working really hard to make a fair video game.
Yeah,
the fact
game's
that's a unique
pretty.
selling point, the brand difference, so to speak, that's a sorry state for free-to-play games. I'm going to give them my support just based on that. I mean, unless it turns out not to be fair, in which case I'm going to call them pretty big liars. I hope it's a good game because I like the idea of a fair online free-to-play game and an alternative to EA's football games. UFL is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC December 5th. Moving on to number 6, we have Path of Exile 2, the highly anticipated
Finally. It comes out on the 5th? Oh my God.
sequel to the action RPG from Grinding Gear Games.
When's the 5th? When's the 5th? When's the 5th? When's the 5th? Oh, Thursday, next week on Thursday, it's over.
It's going to hit early access, so it's not like a full release, but to be fair, Grinding Gear has kind of never shortchanged anybody with the early access. I think it's probably going to be quite good. Path of Exile 2 brings us a new 6-act campaign, runs parallel to the original game's storyline, which is interesting, and actually has a shared endgame experience with the first game. We get new regions of Rayclast, we get new enemies, new quests. Obviously, it's a different game, but it's also the same game because you get the first game or something. Doesn't really matter. What matters is that the first Path of Exile campaign is great, and this campaign is probably also going to be great. I think we're going to learn a lot of new things about what happened in the other version of the narrative, and that's interesting to me. It's also just more Path of Exile, and Path of Exile is a great game. This one's coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series on December 5th.
Look at that. Oh my God.
In early access.
The gameplay,
and number 5, we have Anton Blast. And honestly, I didn't really hear a lot about this until very recently. And I think you're going to very obviously make the connection that it looks a lot like Pizza Tower. It is not affiliated with Pizza Tower. It clearly draws some inspiration from it and also the games that inspired Pizza Tower. It does have that kind of Wario, but also kind of Sonic angle. However, Anton Blast is a little bit more wide open in terms of its levels. Its levels look a little bit more like courses, and the idea is that you should be destroying as much as you possibly can. You have a hammer, you knock stuff over, you defeat enemies, you have to do the...
I don't think I would play this game. It's too Pizza Tower-esque.
Racing back to the beginning of the level thing. I mean, in a lot of ways, it looks like Pizza Tower with a focus on destruction. I'm kind of thinking it's not quite that, but they haven't really done much to make it seem like it's not that. And even
He's right. In all honesty, he is right. It just seems like Pizza Tower, but you want to destroy everything instead.
if it is that, it's fine. I would love that. I just have this weird hunch there's something more to it. And whether I'm right or wrong, I'm probably going to like this game. It's frankly right up my alley. And if it's right up your alley as well, it's coming to Nintendo Switch and PC on December 3rd. At number 4, we have Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. And
Jesus. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered. For PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. Release date December 10th.
It's a Falcon month, let's just say. Like, most people get really excited about these big AAA games with a ton of hype, and that's where the most money is made. But old Falcon gets excited by shit like Anton Blast and old games being remastered and Power Rangers beat 'em ups. Yeah, it's a Falcon month. It's the 25th anniversary of the original Soul Reaver game, which is itself an offshoot of Legacy of Kain. But you play as Raziel, obviously, who is somebody who is not Kain, who's actually betrayed by Kain. He was a vampire, but he's gotten resurrected as a wraith. And basically, Raziel goes off on a vengeance quest. Basically, both of these games are about fate and free will and redemption, those types of things. And they're great. They haven't been modified too much, other than the character models are definitely better. They haven't been updated to abandon, like, the essence of the original. Like, if you ask me, it's kind of what the game would have looked like if it wasn't PlayStation games. You also get photo mode, a supposedly improved camera system, which the Legacy game. You also get photo mode. The game would have looked like if it wasn't PlayStation games.
It's what the game would have looked like if it wasn't PlayStation games. Damn,
You also get photo mode, a supposedly improved camera system, which the Legacy of Kain is a game from the mid-90s. Apparently an improved camera system, which is nice on account these are PlayStation games. I think you'll find that they're oddly smooth for that time in terms of momentum. I don't know. I love Soul Reaver. These are two great games, and I am so excited to play them again. They're coming to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, Nintendo Switch, and PC on December 10th. At number 3, we have Spirit of the Samurai, a 2D action adventure game developed by Digital Mind, published by
This looks good. The Spirit of the
Quali.
Samurai.
Not aware of Quali. Doesn't matter. They're the publisher. Whatever. It's basically a stop-motion Metroidvania, which is freaking crazy. You take the role of Takeshi, a samurai tasked with defending his village from an onslaught of Oni and their undead army. Basically Japanese mythology stuff. Tank of Oni and their undead army.
Here's the kitty. Oh my god.
Basically Japanese mythology stuff, Tengu, undead creatures, blah, blah, blah. But I gotta say, what's really particularly stand out about this is the stop motion animation. To see a game look like this, basically what they wished Clay Fighter would have looked like way back in the day. It's really impressive looking. I don't know if it's physically animated stop motion animation, but I have to say, it looks great. It's also got kind of, I guess, a possession mechanism where you can switch your spirit between a cat and a tree spirit. I don't fully understand that, but it looks striking, and it's a Metroidvania, and I'm really interested to see how this one turns out. Just based on those things, like the sheer amount of effort that would be put into this animation, whether it is traditional stop motion animation or it's 3D modeling made to look like it, it's quite a lot of work either way to get something that actually looks this striking and cool looking. The Spirit of the Samurai is coming out on PC December 12th. And number 2,
because that game looks so good.
We have Delta Force, a free-to-play first-person tactical shooter from Team Jade. This is a reboot and a return of the classic Delta Force series, and they're probably going to have to try to balance the nostalgia and some modern gameplay stuff. The fact that it's free-to-play should be, probably intriguing to people. It's a cause for concern, to be frank. I don't exactly view free-to-play as not a red flag, but also it's Delta Force, so I don't know. There is both single-player and multiplayer, which I'm pretty happy with. There's actually 2 distinct timelines as well. In 1993, you're basically playing through a campaign that reconstructs Delta Force Black Hawk Down, except for obviously it looks like this. And then also one that takes place in 2035, you're a private
Delta
military
Force,
company,
eh?
and there's futuristic stuff in that. But also, I mean, this is probably what most people are interested in based on the fact that it's been a very long time since a Delta Force game. There's going to be large-scale multiplayer battles, and they're going to have vehicles, including helicopters and tanks. And frankly, just looking at it,
just Delta
I'm kind of
Force.
hyped. I don't know if I want to get hyped
There
about
it
a
is.
free-to-play thing, but also maybe they'll do it and it won't be bad, because when they responsibly do free-to-play, I don't care. It looks quality, so I'm just hoping that the fact that they made something that looks
Right.
good pairs with the hope that they made a responsible free-to-play game.
I really hope so, because it does look fun to play. And it's free, so I'd love to play it.
Anyway, Delta Force is coming out on PC, and it is coming to early access December 5th. And finally, at number 1, it's Indiana Jones and the Great
Oh my
Circle.
God.
Let's just be clear here. This is probably the only
this comes out next
AAA
month?
release of the month. We've mostly talked indies and AAs here. And again, that's a
And it's coming to Game Pass for free, guys. If you didn't know, Game Pass day 1.
Falcon month. Also, I frickin' love machine games. The Wolfenstein games nail it in every possible way. I go back to those fairly often, and somehow it looks like they made a first-person whipping game. I don't know. I don't think that's the primary
A
thing that's going
first-person
on here.
whipping
It's some
game.
kind of a first-person action game. You got puzzle solving in it as much as you have combat. So I don't know exactly what you're gonna call it, but I don't care. It's Indiana Jones. It's
An
machine
action
games, and it
adventure.
looks like they figured out how to make this work. All of the gameplay I've seen of this looks great, and it's
Oh,
also
a-
got that
adventure
impact
puzzle?
that very few
Action
developers
adventure
really know
puzzle.
how to do. It's something
What
about
do
the
you say?
act that
I'm
all
yapping
of the
too much.
gameplay I've seen of this looks great, and it's also got that impact that very few developers really know how to do.
That
It's
impact.
something about the animation and the sound design. When stuff happens in the Wolfenstein games, it really happens. Like if you punch somebody, it's like it sounds nothing like that. You know what it sounds like though if you've played those games. It sticks in
No, I get what he's saying. The sound and quality of those games are really good.
your head because they're just such a satisfying tactile experience. And that's why they were perfect for an Indiana Jones adventure. This particular story takes place between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. You know what you're getting with Indiana Jones. And Troy Baker's doing a damn good Harrison Ford. I mean, this game just looks fun as hell. You're doing a bunch of high-octane action stuff. You're using the whip as a weapon. You're also using it to grab onto stuff. It switches into third person. I mean, everything about this looks like a hell of a lot of fun to me. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is launching on Xbox Series and PC on December 9th. There is a PlayStation 5 version coming, but that is later in spring 2025. I'm absolutely picking this up. It looks incredibly fun.
For PlayStation
I do have a
players.
few bonus games for you. Skydance's Behemoth,
Skydance's
a big action
Behemoth.
adventure game that aims to immerse players in a savage primal world with breathtaking
Okay,
visuals,
okay.
brutal combat, and big old frickin' enemy. Like, look at him. There's a reason why Behemoth is in the title. It's coming to PC and PS5 December 5th. Stranger Things VR. You're playing as Vecna in a upside-down adventure. Not something I actually ever thought I would be seeing, but an intriguing concept. That's coming to PC and PS5 December 5th. Next, we've got Fantasian Neo Dimension, a reimagining of the beloved RPG, giving you new dimensions, expanded worlds, and obviously way
Fantasian
better
Neo
graphics than the
Dimension.
original. That's coming to PC. The expanded reimagining of the beloved RPG, giving you new dimensions, expanded worlds, and obviously way better graphics than the original. That's coming to PC, the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and even Nintendo Switch on December 5th. And finally, Diesel Legacy, the Brazen Age, a Diesel Punk-inspired fighting game that brings a pretty different looking aesthetic for what we expect from a fighting game, but also,
Diesel
according to the
Brazen
developers,
Age.
some unique mechanics and a gritty presentation. That's coming to PC, the PlayStations, the Xbox. boxes and Nintendo Switch sometime in December. That's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week.
Yes,
Best way to see them first
sir.
is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications. And as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter and book me on Cameo at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.
German cookies.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That was a good game ranks for the top 10 games. New games coming next month. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll leave the link for this video, for this original video, down below in the description. Thanks for watching again, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Peace.